Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
I got the tablet out so you know I'm going to be reading something to you. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. And what I have is another beer from Resembled from our awesome beer trade. Super happy to do that beer trade with him. Just hit him up randomly out of the blue. Hey, let's trade some beers. And this is one of the beers he sent me. It's called Double Dry Hop Refreshing from Tired Hands Brewing Company out of Ardmore, Pennsylvania, wherever the hell that is. So when I was trying to look this beer up, there's like 3 different versions of it. There's one with, I'm going to mispronounce this, Motueka hops. There's one with Motueka hops, and there's one with Citra hops. I'm looking at the can. I mean, I wasn't even sure what the name of this beer was. I mean, look at that can. It's awesome, all-seeing eye kind of artwork. And on the back here, it just says, Double Dry Hop Refreshing. And I'm looking around like, how am I going to figure out which one of these 3 beers it is? Then I made the smart decision to look at the bottom of the can. And the bottom of the can says Motueka, however you say that. That's also got the Best By date on there. Can't read all of it, but I don't know if it's Best By or canned on. It's probably canned on because it's 5/9/2024. So that's kind of interesting that they released different versions of this beer, and the only way you know which one it is on the bottom of the can. There's not a whole lot else on the can here. It's kind of hard to read. This purple on purple. The beer in this can is, even with the light, I can't read it. The beer in this can is hyper fresh, unfiltered, and fragile. Keep cold, oh yeah, please recycle. Ale brewed and canned by Tired Hands Brewing Company. Gives your address, tiredhands.com. Not much else on the can. And like I said, so this is the Motueka, however you say that hop. And that hop is a triploid hop variety that was developed by the New Zealand Institute for Plant and Food Research way back in 1996. So this is kind of like a genetically modified hop. And if you don't like that term, that's what genetic modification is. Crossbreeding things to make other things. So that's what this is. They crossbred a couple different hops to try to get this hop. And they came up with this. Now, I want to read you Untappd because I finally found which beer it was. And there's a little blurb I want to read on Untappd because I think it's important. DDH Refreshing Double IPA Motueka is brewed with a grist of 2-row barley and flaked rice and fermented with our expressive house ale yeast. Dry hopped with plenty of the freshest Galaxy, Citra, and Lemon Drop, then secondarily hit with, to put it lightly, quite the generous splash. And by splash, I'm talking first prize at the 1996 Deerbrook Swim Club Cannonball Contest of Splash of New Zealand Motueka. We find this beer simple, we find this beer refreshing, we find this beer double dry hopped. 8% ABV, notes of lemon curd, light cheese smoothies, ruby red grapefruit candies, mango meringue, and a mouthful of orange starburst. That sounds absolutely delicious. If it tastes like that, I'm going to love this beer. But that's kind of neat to me that this is a hop that was been crossbred in New Zealand to make a new hop. Like I said, there's 3 different varieties of this beer. This is the Motueka. So on Untappd, this specific one, because Untappd differentiates between the 3, this specific one gets a 4.30 with 2,000 check-ins. But if you look at all 3 of the varieties, they all are in the mid-4 range. So it must be a good beer. Now, on Beer Advocate, they don't really differentiate between the 3 different varieties. Beer Advocate just calls it the Double Dry Hop Refreshing, gives it a 92 outstanding with only 12 check-ins. But that's for the group of these beers. They do list this beer individually, but it's an NA. So I want to get right into this. And thank you again, Rejopolis. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to this beer. That is pouring out kind of a thick orange juice kind of looking beer. Get right into the nose, although I'm already getting wafts of like citrus. Piney, citrusy. A little bit of tropicalness. But the main thing was just like a piney citrus real up front. And I said in a few of my videos, I'm trying to go for a nose first because some of those aromatics just dissipate quickly. It's something that Rod J told me. Go check his channel out. I am noticing that now because on the initial nose, it was a big citrus smell with a little bit of pineiness, a little slight bit of fruitiness, like tropical fruitiness. But after that, now I'm getting into it as I've been talking. There's not much scent there anymore and just a little hint of pineiness. So you definitely got to get your nose right in there as soon as you first open the beer. As far as color, kind of a chalky white. I mean, it's not as chalky white as some of the beers I've had recently, but it does have that like essence of chalk on there. And it's probably about a 3 on the SRMs. Can't see through that. The head, it's kind of a yellowy head. I mean, that's again, I'm going to go with the nicotine stained ceiling kind of yellowy head. And it's just floating around there, not dissipating, sticking to the glass. I mean, that's just coating the glass when you spill it, spin it around. Another one of these days, I can't talk. And, since I can't talk, might as well take a drink about it. Drink about it. What am I, German? Cheers, everybody. Surprisingly thin. I expected it to be a thicker beer, heavier body beer. It's surprisingly thin. It does have a creamy mouthfeel. Little hint of bitterness. And just some nice, almost nondescript fruitiness. Yeah, there's some like nondescript fruitiness to it. Slight bitterness, mainly on the back end. It's not overly sweet. Body's a little thin, which I'm surprised at, especially being 8% alcohol. But it's pretty flavorful. I mean, if that makes sense. This is the kind of IPAs you'd enjoy on a hot day. And I used to rail about IPAs and all the double, triple, quadruple, sextuple, dry hopped, triple, quadruple IPAs, whatever. I used to say I don't like them. And what I've come to realize is I've been drinking beers for so long. I can remember the initial wave of IPAs when we went from like Sierra Nevada Pale Ales into some of these IPAs. And the IPAs were nice and flavorful. Then everybody was trying to just cram hops to put 16 different hops in there and just smack you over the mouth with hops. I got tired of that. They were not well balanced. They were terrible beers. And it was just putting hops in for the sake of hops. And now that these breweries have come back around to actually try to showcase different hops, make a flavorful beer, I've come to realize that now that we're on like the second wave of IPA. And these are really nice. I mean, this is nice, balanced, flavorful. Body's a little light, but on a summer day, this would be a perfect, like if you're an IPA guy, if you're a hophead, that's a hot summer day, this is the kind of IPA you want. Because it's not heavy, it's not cloying. It's got nice flavors, there's nice fruitiness to it. Some nice bitterness, but it's not crazy. This is a perfect summer beer for a hophead, for an IPA guy. This Tired Hands, love the artwork, love the eye, love the beer. Big horns up. Ridgeopolis, once again, you've knocked it out of the park with another great selection for our beer trade. Look at that lacing on the glass. This is an excellent beer. Again, if you all don't know who he is, go check him out. I'll put his info down below. Really great brew tuber. Thank you very much, my friend. Really appreciate it. And as always, embrace the adventure.